Test. Werkt dit? Oké, Aliana. Oké. Is goed. Wat er iets stelde. Ja. Dat moet volledig zijn. Is het lukt?
Ja.
Oké, great guys.
Heeft één keer eentje over gehad dat niet rust was. Eentje. Voor zo'n korte periode moet je echt heel veel doen aan. Maar ja. Die schoenen zijn zo zwaar. Zwaar. Misschien omdat ik groter ben. Zwaar, dat is toch niet zwaar? Dat is wel zwaar. Maar die één keer moeten gedragen. Nee, het is een harde deur.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, so then... Can you hear me? Okay, so then... Can you hear me? Okay, so can you hear me? Happy to see it works. Okay. Like I said before, this is for education only, guys. So the mic will not be on constantly. I'll try to put it on as long as I can, and if it's needed. Bit by bit. voices are very great. It looks like everything is working fine. Very happy that I can help. And this will be done. This will be doing every day from now on. So let's have some fun, guys. Still learning how this dashboard shit works. Trying to figure out how I can put it now live for everybody. My camera will not be putting that one on because it's not the best way. It lags my computer hugely. Perfect. Normally I should be live now. Let's take a look. I can see it myself. Welcome everyone, I'm John, and this is normally John's crypto channel, but I will change the decor very soon. I want you all to have fun with crypto, of course. It's a very nice environment to be in. It's like the best way to earn some passive income, but there is only one true crypto at this point, and that's still Bitcoin. Now the funny thing is, we will have a lot of fun together, of course. I will be trading with you guys every morning in the London session, and I'll go over every strategy I will take and how I became profitable now for a few months already. I am funded myself, so I'm able to tell you guys this. And in the afternoon, I trade with my group online. So I want you all to see the journey that we can make it together. If you want to learn how to day trade, you can just follow along, see what I can do. And if you want to jump in a trade with me, that's fine. It's your own choice. This is for education only. I want you to see what I see with my eyes so that you so that you can be profitable out of the end. Better said, in the end. Now, I will try to get that webcam piece off. So I'm trading NQ, NASDAQ. And I already took this move down. So I'm already in profit for today. Not sure, I will take another trade. I'm very conserved about how I trade. So a lot of people want to trade 25, 30 trades a day. I try to keep it at 2 maximum. And that is how I want to be doing it. So how less I trade, the better it is for my accounts. I'm in a small profit, and every day when I end the trade or the day after when I start the journey, you guys will be able to see how much I made and how much we grown. I will only show you guys this screen at the point. Why? It's for myself. It's the best way that I can follow along and see everything. Myself is opened on another screen. It's almost the same one that you guys can see. It's just where I can put orders in, and everything else is also added onto it, but not needed for you guys to see this. You guys will see the 15-minute chart. Normally I will stay on that one. I do take entries on the 1 minute, but if I ever take a trade, you will be perfectly seeing it and you can follow along. So like I said, I already took a nice trade down and I was expecting this drop. That's why my 3 lines were there. So we have for educational purpose, I'm going to show you guys a little bit more. So why were my lines here? First of all, a lot of liquidity is here. So a lot of stops are here. So this is what the overall market is being drawn to. So next of all, we want to take out and see which liquidity has been taken out. So this liquidity has been taken out, this one too. So I was taking profits along the way because I was expecting it to drop because of the major ranging we were already going in a downstream for the last 2 weeks. For the last week, I said 2 weeks, guys, not that long. But we were in a downstream, and now we have another liquidity just below here, but we still have New York Times, New York session that still needs to be done. We did not take out this liquidity yet. That's the only one that I can see that still could be drawn to at this point. So I'm not that eager to take a short from here. The next liquidity would be all the way down here, but that would be a major drop for just a 1 day. So you do have to count in this in Q, not crypto. So 4% drops do not occur that many times. So not in 1 day anyways. You can see drops like this. They do happen, but that's in 2 days. So this is a day. So they don't happen that much. So if you see a drop and we're already down like almost 3%, don't occur that we would go that further down anymore. So I would expect us maybe to dip under this one, see if we grab liquidity here, and then see the reaction that we get. If we do have a nice reaction and we have an upward trend, then I would take the move up. But I prefer to short at this point. Why? Because we're in a downtrend, not an uptrend anyways. And I like to trade with the movement. If we do want to take an upwards, this would be the main target that I would want to hit. I would not want to go over the 29.96 and 29.32. Why? There's a nicer value gap. We did not tap yet. So anybody that has been in trading will know what a value gap is. So I do watch these footprints. My good mentor, and I can say it's a very good person. It's a very good human. Anybody that heard of Casper or Jesse before, go watch him. He has a very great show. He's very good. He taught me also a lot of things. I've been profitable for quite a while now, but he taught me to keep my trades longer and be more calm. So that helped me a lot. So this is why I could take this trade without any agitating. I just took it and we went in. So what did I take this morning? With the opening. So first of all, if we ever trade, I'm always on New York Times session. That's the first thing you guys need to know. And normally I open up with my opening price, because if we're in a London session, you need your opening prices. So this is my opening price. And I'm going to give you guys a very nice tip here for the first of all. In the first few hours of the opening price, from 12, normally from 2 to 5, we're in like the new to London session. It's a very great session, by the way, to trade. But in that area, normally we will have the high or the low of the day. And do remind that for you guys, because if we see that we have the high of the day, we could have a trading day all the way down and have a nice momentum for just taking one trade. So where did I enter today? This is why I didn't keep it much longer anyways. So I took a short from here and I took it all the way to here. Here I was stopped out. So that was almost the 6 that I took. No, sorry guys, was not correct. I took it in here after this displacement. That was almost the 3 that we had, 3.2. I took the heights and that was the 9.30. So this was 9 and a quarter. This one I saw this drop and then I said, okay, we're gonna go further downwards, and I got stopped when this one came back up. That was a very beautiful trade to take this morning. So I will be doing this live every day from now on, and I will be going on live from 8:45, something like that. I will be online so that we have the opening prices of NQ from London session. We will see the move, and you will be patient with me and see that I will never take a trade before 9 and a quarter. The reason why is because I don't want to be in that opening price movement, because it's very inaccurate and everybody can see it go up and down like hugely, and I don't like it. My measurements said if I do trade that one, I take less wins than I take losses, so I prefer to take more wins than the other one. So that's why I just scrapped those 15 minutes of my day. I am not looking at chats, anybody. So everybody wants to watch, you can do it. You can ask me chats, but I'm not watching it at this point, so I'm not able to do anything or tell you guys anything. So let me know if my mic works okay, if anything doesn't head up. If you want to learn something new in how I trade and what I do, let me know too. I've been doing this for over 5 years now. I've been profitable for about 3 years now. I've been profitable from day one, really, but that was crypto. So I've been doing NQ now from August. I've been trading NQ and I've been quite profitable. Not many can tell you guys that they are profitable. So you will see every day in the morning session when I'm done how much I made. And this account is special for you guys. So I started this one Friday. It's a new account. It's blank. I just made one trade yesterday, Fridays, and I took one trade on today. And I want to get this funded. I want to show you guys it's possible and that anybody can do it if you have the right mindset and if you have the great mentors also for it. You can follow my trading every day from 9 to 12. I will be doing it, or 12:30, because sometimes after the move we have a smaller one also. Like I said, I'm not eager to take a trade at this point. We're having a bit sideways movement, building up liquidity. So what are we doing now? So what is it doing now? So we're building up liquidity. You can see here we're building up liquidity, and above also. As long as we do not go out of these ranges, we will be sideways going. So if you're not a good sideways trader or movement, stay off of it. We have plenty of time. Every day there is a new trading day, and that is why I'm here. It's for my education to watch it and learn from myself, and it's also to keep myself accountable to only follow my trading plan. Yes, I do have a plan. And I also have a very good money management system in place so that we can make sure that even if you have a smallest account, If you don't know where to get one, I'm not even affiliated. I'm gonna show you guys this. So here, this one is very cheap. You guys can trade with me. If you never have traded, you have to do it by doing. First of all, is it easy? It's easy if people can show you how. So what can you do? You can select an account for 50K. This costs you $49 a month. It's quite cheap. And you got 5 contracts onto it. So you don't need to do this way. You can just hit here. Once you get a funded account, you have to pay an extra fee of $149. So if you don't have $200 to trade, I would suggest you guys better take a job first of all and then trade when you have a little bit of money spared. This is how you can start trading without having to need any capital for yourself. Is it doable? Yep. Can we trade? Yes, we can. And can we get some money out of it? Of course we can. Can everybody do it? No. And you know why? Because they don't want to learn how to trade. They just want to follow somebody blindly into everything and never took the time to educate themselves. So I've done a few studies. First of all, my first study that I've done was the Candlestick Bible. I recommend this for everybody. The reason why I recommend this one is because here you learn what these small candles mean and how they move. Very educatable, by the way. So learn it for yourself. I've done it too. I will explain along the way, and you can learn my visualization here too. Second that I've done was this, guys. This was from the Dutchlands. Was also an education. And now the last one I've done is STB. That's Jesse's mentorship. I'm still in the last one. The other two, I do watch the Candlestick Bible once in a while, but Jesse's mentorship is really amazing. If you want me to put you through to these guys, let me know. I'll help you. It's not that cheap, but it will get you funded and it will definitely get you where you need to be going. Sharing my knowledge is just a way of appreciation for these guys that taught me also how to do everything. Now you can see where the 5-minute candles, the 15 minutes, you can see we had a small reaction upwards, but at this point, I cannot tell you that we are going up further, very high. Why would I not enter a trade here? Now, first of all, in a minute, we do see some movements, but first of all, we did not take any liquidity here. So if we didn't take liquidity, I'm not entering this, not in a long anyway. If we do tap one more time down and then move further upwards, I would gladly enter. And the second of all, I now want to see this candle go above here. So it needs to go above this line. If it does, and it doesn't give a fast reaction back down, I could enter another trade and then trade it up to the highest. Like I said, my bar is already shown here. Maybe in between, I would definitely take it very seriously and take a very short stop loss. Why would I take a short stop loss? Is because we are in a counter trend then. So we're moving against the trend and not with the trend. And if we're moving against the trend, I'm taking a very short stop loss because it can reverse on you like any band. If we're trading with the trend, yeah, I'm taking a wider stop loss then because I know I have room that it wants to go into one direction, of course. You will probably never see me trade if we go inside these boxes. Look, you can see we just been going sideways, and I absolutely do not like to trade these kind of things. My journey showed me already that I'm sometimes profitable once I see the movement that it goes sideways, but I'm not always profitable. So I prefer to stay off of it. It's better to sit out a trade than to trade too much. So how less you trade, the more profit you can make. And this is how I became profitable myself. I've been doing this, like I said, 5 years, and in Q a few months now. But crypto made me more than enough money. While we're holding and having patience, you can ask me all these questions. Of course, I have some time to watch the chat right now. If people want to see more live trading from me, leave a comment, guys. It helps the channel to grow also. And I do like to communicate also to some humans, except talking to myself because I'm sitting watching candles grow, and it literally is talking to myself. So once I have the time to interact, I always love to do this with you guys. Yeah, I know you guys see my webcam is gone. I tried to remove it, but I have not found yet how to do this. So I hope by the next time, by the next live, I can take it off the screen. Like I said before, this is a fresh account. Well, let me share you guys this how fresh this account really is. I want to do this just for you guys. Show you it's possible. So like I said, I took 2 trades yesterday, last month. So I took this morning a trade, I made 349, and I took last week a trade and I made 1800, 1000, so 1000 and a bit. So this is 2 days of trading for me. I want to share this. You can show. So every day I will be sharing this day by day, and you can see that I can keep my accounts except of giving them away, and we will grow them together. So what do I see now? That we have a nice positive movement, of course. That was expected that we could see this. The reason why is because we took a lot of liquidity. These marks were liquidity. And now I want to see how we react really above the first liquidities here that we have. So the reason why this is looking bullish, the first of all, we came into a gap here. So we came into this one perfectly. We closed it off and we remade a new one. So then we have here a new one that was being created. Now I want to see us step into this one and then continuation, or make a new fair value gap out of it and then see that we can continue. Was it possible to take a long from here already? Of course, but I was already in a trade, like I said this morning, and I will be patient. I know if I make around $500-600 a day, I will not get to my million, but we will do this multiple accounts, of course. So at the beginning, we will have one, and once the first one is funded, we will go to 2, 3, 4, and 5 accounts. And once we make 5 to 7 accounts, we will get easy the amount of money that I wanted to get. And that's why I want to show you guys it's possible. If I can do it, anybody can. So now I want to see how we react out of this. We took some liquidity out here. Yeah, this morning I was still setting this up before I got everything figured out, how it worked again. That's why I did not record the trade I took this morning. So now if this taps that for value gap and it closes this off and it has a fast reaction back upwards, that would mean that we have a continuation of going upwards. So here it should tap. Watching candles, if you never have watched them and see them grow and see them move, is very important. Watch how they unfold. They are unfolding a story also for yourself to read and to get the knowledge of. So we now tap that for value gap. Now I want us to see have a sharp reaction out of it, say like this, and then have a continuation moving upwards. That means now then that we had 2 for value gaps showing us that we have a bullish momentum. So we had one here, and the previous one was here. So after a sideways movement, and we have those 2 for value gaps showing us 1, 2 times, and now if this candle closes about 15 seconds and it closes above here, we could see a nice momentum moving further upwards and taking out this liquidity. Could you take a trade from there? Then you have to measurement to be sure that we can take a trade from that. Could we take a trade? So if this one goes above here, I would say, okay, this was the last liquidity grab. So we should have put them all the way down here anyways, and then show if this is worth it. Now 1.3, I don't prefer to take. That one would be worth it. That would be a 3. But then we have to be patient now and see how this candle, the next one, closes. I want to unfungle it completely, so it needs to be at least above this high. Then it needs to be closed. And I'm very patient, and I'm holding until the time of the candle is closed. So never jump in a candle when it's moving, except if it's doing the second move. So if this candle closes above and the other one reacts, now you can see it's been unfungled, but we did not close above any liquidity yet. So I want to see it close above to be 100% sure that we have a continuation. Yeah, you could take the trade directly from here too, but it's a bit insecure. If we do move fast away now, that means that I could put my stop all the way here on this liquidity and not down here anymore, because this was the last liquidity grab before a nice movement, and the stops normally of the bigger guys that are being put here or here to see a continuation, of course. And normally they don't come back down here at the same time regiment. So now we've taken out some liquidity. We stayed above, so this looks bullish, but I wanted to see it's close now above here. So this looks like it wants to continue. It will take out, of course, this first liquidity. And if you watch in the 15 minutes, still got 1 minute and 38 seconds. So if we do close, that's like halfway this candle. Is it possible to do this? Yeah, of course. But I'm also very careful trading this because we just taken out some liquidity and we're still on a downtrend. So never forget your surroundings and always remember what way the market is trending at this point. So in the 15 minutes, nothing shows me yet that we're having a bullish momentum here. Yeah, it shows a little bit, but nothing shows me big time that we're gonna go all the way back up to here. Nothing shows me at this point. The only thing that I see now is that it wants to grab liquidity and then continue further downwards. If it should have taken a fast reaction upwards, like this spike, and then directly go back up, then we could see a continuation moving upwards. But we did not. We had like from 4, that an hour and 20 minutes sideways movement. So this shows me more. We're building up liquidity to continue further downwards. First of all, I said before we started that I'm not eager to take any trades anymore because I already took one. And I'm not allowed, due to my own programming for myself, to take 2 trades in one session, especially when I'm in profit. When I'm not in profit, I can take another one, but I cannot go more than 2% of my account in a downwards movement directly. Was this an opportunity to take a trade? Of course, it was a nice one even. See, and now we're gonna hit this heights. But I'm educating you guys already to see what I see. So, like I said before, if we take the minute again, now we tapped into that liquidity pool here. Now it needs to continue and move further, then we will get to the height here. We will close it off perfectly. If it does not and have a sharp reaction downwards, I would take the short before I would take this long. Now, let me recap what I saw and why I saw what I saw. It's very important that you guys see what I see, and that is how you can take trades easier. Now, first of all, we had a momentum sideways. We were in a box. I drew on 2 lines, one down, one up. So the market needs to go after liquidity. So the most liquidity for a down movement is up here, and the most for the uptrend is up here. I was expecting before a huge movement up that we would at least take a little bit of this liquidity down. We did not. We're just starting slowly moving upwards. Here we had a sideways movement with almost no fair value gaps. That's been showing me that we wanted to move in some kind of direction. Except of here, we were moving upwards, we came down, we moved 2 candles away, and we had a huge fair value gap on this one. This was a 1 minute fair value gap. After that, we rallied again, we unfungled this candle, and this shows me that we had still a bullish momentum. We came above, and we created a new fair value gap, the 1 minute. After this 1 minute fair value gap has been created again, I told you guys, if we tap into this and we have a sharp reaction back out of it, so we did not close below the other candle, that meant that we could have a nice continuation. And we did. We did not see any less movements, we just started moving. First target, like I said, was this high. Second target would be this or this high. But it depends now on how the market moves above this liquidity, because we were in a down movement. If you would take this trade, I would definitely take a partial first here and then put my stop to here. It's in profit normally then, or almost in profit. Why here and not here or here? Because this is 1 candle, 2 candles moving away again, and we need to put some distance between our stops. So this was the last scrap before a continuation again. And then you hold and have patience. I will leave the 1 minute open for you guys so you guys can see it better. It's good to see the movement of the candles, to see them grow and learn how they move. I'll open my other chart for a second. So if we do create a 5 minute fair value gap and I'm able to enter that 5 minute fair value gap, I would take another long, but having patience, that's the main thing you need to be doing when you're trading, having a lot of patience. It's not easy, but this is how you get there. Yeah, I do trade almost the same way in crypto, except I don't trade the 1 minute in crypto. It's not possible. Crypto is too volatile to trade the 1 minute. So if you want to trade onto cryptocurrencies, well, let me show you what I mean by that. I'll take trading view for a second. We did have a dip this morning. It looks like will hit 89,000. So why it's always a bit security when you're trading on this kind of things. Just a second. I'll share my screen. So this was for my community, and like I said, this was a buy area. Took some liquidity. Now, first of all, we take a look at the higher time frames. We see almost the same movement. So what do I do when I trade crypto? I trade 4 time zones. First of all, the daily, the 4 hour, and the 15 minute as entry. I never go lower than the 15 minutes. Maybe for 1 minute I could take an entry, but I would never use a stop as a 1 minute. This is too volatile. It does make a lot more money, of course, if you trade with the trend here. But first of all, we take the daily. If the daily shows us that we have taken some kind of liquidity, we could see another reaction out of it. So say here, last time we took liquidity out. There was only one more liquidity, and that was this one that I wanted to see react to. So what did we do? We came from an internal liquidity pool. That was an internal pool. Now we're going to an external. So this was an external, but we could dip below here also for an external. Now the crypto markets will do a lot better in about 7 days, I believe, because my favorite president at this point is getting into the seats. He's pro crypto, so that's why I like him. That's the only reason, really. But if we dip down and we do enter this gap, we could take a look how we react out of it, and we can take a look at that at the 4 hours. So the 4 hours is very accurate also. So if you watch the 4 hour from this morning, we've taken out this liquidity and we started rallying. So this was a liquidity grab. After a liquidity grab, you see this pullback in a 1 hour or in a 4 hour completely back down. That means that we have a continuation of going downwards. Because if we see such a wick formed after a grab, we normally have a nice entry point. Same on the hourly. Then you can zoom in. If you have the hour, we took out liquidity, it dropped, and then we had an infingled bar. So we completely ate this one up. Now we have to mark this one out because it's trading view. So you mark this zone out. Then you go to the 15. Okay, sorry. My mark is not open on the 15. So if I go to the 15, and we almost have the same reaction that we could see before. So we had a huge grab, we had liquidity. This was not inverted, so we need to wait. Here we can see it's been inverted because this one completely ate up whole this candle. There is no fair value gap in the 15 minutes, so we need to watch now the opposite movement, and this would be my entry. Here, that would be my entry. And you could choose then to take stops. It depends on how good you are already. You could take a stop here, or you could take a stop there. Those two would be my stop places. And then my targets, I need to zoom out again. If we would zoom out, my first target would be all this liquidity here. Why this one and not that one? Because I was not sure that we even would go that low, because this one already taken out a lot of liquidity. But if you can trade that, then you have a very nice entry. So I would say that would be your stop. So if we do take that one, I will short, say from in this gap, are we taking up the highest stop even? That would be 0 point bit. So this was not worth it. That would be worth it. And then if you see your stop is too high and it's not worth it, you can place it lower and make sure that it is even worth to trade, of course. So that would be a 3 if you stop the first liquidity pool. And if you see this and we have a fast reaction through it, you can always leave it run, but you need to watch your coins very closely when this happens. So you see it run, then you watch, okay, we tapped and we have the continuation. So you could just leave it run and then see what happens. If you kept that one today, that would have been a 4R. Very nice trade, by the way. This is how I would trade crypto. I do not go to the 5 minute. You did now see me go to the 5 minute. Is it accurate? Sometimes, but not all the way, or not all the time. So keep it on the 15 minutes, the 4 hours, and the daily. Those three should be your main tools to show you which way we go. You can then watch if you see a movement on the 4 hour. You can then go to the 1 hour to have a clear entry point. And then for the 15, you can zoom in to have a closer entry point even. But it depends on how long you go. If you go to the 5 minute, the 1 minute, they are sometimes very inaccurate. I've been doing this a while and it can sometimes just stop you out while you should put your stop here. They take it out and then they rally without you. And I've seen this done by myself multiple times. I hope that helped. Let me get back to NQ for a second. So here you can see we came to the first liquidity. Nicely done, by the way. Now we could see a change in the reaction. Of course, we could see a continuation of downwards. We've taken out all liquidity. And we stayed a small bit above, not a long time, of course. It's just a 1 minute candle. This. Now this 15 minutes is very important to show us where we're gonna go. If the next 45 seconds we drop all the way back down, I believe we have a continuation downwards. I'm gonna put my mic on silent for a second. Be back. I'm still here, so you can definitely still chat with me. I can still see. But my wife wants to say something, and I try to find my screen where my mic is. You're welcome, Sam. Samuel, sorry. So we should have hit both my targets now. So there was a first, second, and I believe that will be it for 22 seconds. And then we will have a nice continuation lower. I will stay on till 12:30 every day. Then I go eat something. And do my exercises before 3:30 in the afternoon to take on the New York session. I do never take on more than 2 sessions a day because it's very exhausting to keep watching charts every day, very long time. So let me explain a bit what's happening now. It's also very important that you guys see this. So we just came above liquidity. We came back in. We made a fair value gap here. We're still safe. As long as we do not break this fair value gap and go lower, we're still doing it fine. Now we do made another fair value gap on the opposite side too. So if we do invert this fair value gap and go below it now, we have a high possibility that we are going lower. Now we need to watch the 5 minutes and see that we close this candle also below here, so that we could go lower. First target would be, of course, this 5 minute fair value gap that's here, and then see how we react out of this. If we do just tap into it, have a sharp reaction up, now we could see a nice momentum going up higher again to here, because we still have a huge 15-minute gap all the way up here that we just left while rallying down. The reason why I'm very careful at this point is, first of all, we're more than halfway of that drop. So we're about halfway. This is very important to see. If you're like halfway a drop, the reaction of the charts can be very fast. Second of all, if I zoom out a bit, this was a liquidity that was here. Now on a 4 hour, we're about 7 minutes to go. And it looks very bearish. If you watch if you watch these candles, you can see that we are definitely in a down movement. But because of all this liquidity that's been taken out, I'm always very careful to see what happens. And why did I leave this liquidity on here? Because I've seen time and time after again, once we grab a liquidity, we could just pull up to touch that and then continue the movement what it was really making. Now on the 1 hour, we do have a 1 hour value gap. That would be a nice entry point for the New York session if we have the chance to get there. Oh, the sun is shining today. I'm happy. So again, now it's doing a bit the same like just a second ago. So we are moving a sideways. We have a movement, and then if we have again a long sideways movement, that also indicates normally that it just wants to take up a little bit liquidity and then continue moving higher. So this is a trick that you guys can maybe very much remember. So I'll show you. This went down. It moved sideways. It did not have a reaction after taking out liquidity. I believe there was liquidity here. Yeah, so there was liquidity all the way here. I'll mark it out. It's easier to see. So what did it do? It came down. It moved sideways after a liquidity grab. It touched it, and then it had a continuation. So this would have been a perfect entry. But people sometimes don't see this as a continuation of the movement itself. people think that once we do sideways movements, that we have a change in delivery or change of state, and that's not true. 90% of the times, once we are moving into a direction and we see this, without having a sharp reaction back into the previous area, we just continue moving lower to the next liquidity. So we did take one, two, three other liquidities out, and now we had the same reaction again. So we came sideways, we tapped one of the liquidities that were here, and now I want to see normally a sharp reaction back downwards. And then if we do want to trade this and you want to short this, that would be seeing how we react out of this 5 minutes. I would just enter, put my stop, same with the candle. Next target would be, of course, this one, or if we zoom out a little bit more, we have a huge fair value gap down here. If I can, okay, this one, that would be the perfect entry. So that's a very big trade that we can still take. Would I let this trade go out all the way? Of course not. I would be being patient, of course, and watch how we react again under each level, and then put your stops little bit by little bit, the direction where you want to go. But now it's very important to watch how this reaction is. So we came in to this 5 minutes for value gap. We did not go below it yet. So I'm being patient, not eager to trade too fast. Very important. Because this can just be a liquidity grab for continuation for the New York session to go up to here. So my main direction is still downwards, but I'm holding and being patient to see if this 15 minutes could close below here. There is no 15 minutes for value gap down here anymore, so that would mean that we have a continuation going downwards. I got another 3 minutes. This is a huge trade anyway, so we got a huge amount of profit. So then I would just take a 1 or a 2 micro contract and then short this down. We still have 2 minutes and a half. Now you can see we closed it completely, but this candle can just eagerly go back up and down. I wanted to see it close and stay here and then jump into that trade. Yeah, I missed a bit of the trade. That's correct. But if we have two gapways or getaways, now we can just put our stop down here. Anyways, we don't need to put it all the way up here. This high would be great too. But that's why I am holding and being patient until this 15 minute has been closed. Because the 15 minutes shows you most of the time its hand where it wants to go. Clean up this chart a bit. It's getting a bit overwhelming. I don't like distractions on my chart. But do see also we had a 15-minute gap here. We came into that one. And then I want to see now the next 50 seconds how we react. If we close almost to the top again, that means that we're just going to continue moving further up. And that's why we have patience. Now that was a crazy ass candle. Taking liquidity on both sides. Is there a news event today? I didn't expect any. Somebody wanted to take lunch break. Now, if you see a candle move like that, please don't jump into it. Be patient. I want to see where it closes. Because now it's taken out both sides of the liquidity. Yeah, I'm still bullish on Caspa. It can still hit $1. I'm sure of it. It's not matter of question if it will do. It's more the question will when it will do it. Like I said, sideways is not my thing to trade, so we're in a sideways market at this point, and I've been hit two stops. Gonna leave it for that. I'm gonna wait till the afternoon session and see what the market brings. Wish you all a very great day, and see you all in the next one.